What's going on, guys? Cody from Southeast Softwash. Today's November the 5th, and we are introducing something very special. This is going to be our Gen 2 AlumiMAX Pro. So you guys know the AlumiMAX skid. We've got those things all over the globe. Mini skids, trailers, but the AlumiMAX is our flagship big skid for serious work. We felt like it was kind of time to revamp that. Every once in a while, you just kind of have to change things up. So this was our prototype. This is a special video because this actual skid is going to be available on the website. Emily is putting it up on the website right now as we speak, as I'm shooting this video. So by the time you guys see the video, there will be a link down below if one lucky guy out there wants to grab this exact skid. But like I said, this is a prototype. We mocked it up. We've been playing around, making sure that the design was like we wanted it to be before we go down the rabbit hole of converting over all AlumiMAXs to this. So if you guys still want to get AlumiMAX, we still got a bunch of those. We'll be building those out for the next several months, probably on into next year. As you guys can see, we've got a bunch of those on deck right there. There's like 13 or 14 frames back there. And nothing wrong with that skid platform. We just wanted to change it up. So this one is available, but beyond this one, we have not rolled these into production yet. Maybe February, hopefully March, something like that. So we're going to do a quick walk around of this skid. If one of you lucky guys wants to grab it, you'll have the very first one. But let's get into it real quick. We'll do a walk around. Hey, before we get any further into this video, I wanted to let you guys know we just finished our course. It's called How to Build a Rig. Maybe you're looking to get some equipment, whether it's a trailer or a skid system, and these things are not cheap. They're not cheap at all. If you're on a budget and you want to try to build your own system, that's totally doable. We sell parts to guys that are building their own stuff all the time. We're not against it at all. I've built all my own stuff, and I've built more than anybody else in the industry. So we are experts at how to assemble a rig, everything from material selection all the way to getting it plumbed out. So if you guys are interested, if you're looking to build your own rig and you need the pointers of how to build it like a pro, that's going to be the first link in the comments, first link in the description, how to build a rig. I'll see you in the course. All right, folks, I decided to just come home and shoot the rest of this video here at the house. Pretty noisy outside the shop, a lot of traffic today. So we'll do a quick walk around on this skid. Again, this one is available. This is a prototype model. It's our shop skid as of right now, but if one of you lucky viewers wants to grab it, scoop it up, you'll have the very first AlumiMAX of the Gen 2 series. We expect to launch these about March of next year, but this one is available as of right now. It'll be on the website. Again, links down below if you want to grab it. Looking at the corner of the skid here, you'll notice we've got a big gap between the skid itself and the cab of the truck. That is on purpose. We designed it that way so that you got clearance for your hand and your handles are not going to bump up against the back of the truck. You need a 6.5 foot bed for this to fit on there properly. This is what we've got here on the F250. And what we're going to do is mount it or drop it in almost flush to the back, which we like that anyway. That means you can have easy access to all the controls are going to be on the back side of the truck. And that gives us plenty of room here away from the cab, and it doesn't look funky either. It just looks right. So working our way around, we'll start here on the corner and go that way. We've got our 3/4 inch internal manifold, 18-inch length, real big deal. So this is an 18-inch hose reel with a 3/4 inch internal manifold. You can see that, got that big super swivel there. Filtration, 3/4 all the way into the water tank. So 100 foot of feed hose, that's going to top that water tank off with a lot of volume. That way you don't have to worry about running out of water. The tank up here by the cab is going to be your bleach tank. Now these are Southeast Softwash custom tanks. That is our tank. We don't buy those. Those are made for us. And that gets you with the 110 gallon total capacity, guys. That gets you about a true 104 gallons on the water tank when you factor in the Hudson float valve. And on the bleach tank, if you fill it all the way up to 110 gallons, you're still below the 119 gallon limit from the DOT. So you got all the bleach you could hold without getting past that DOT thing there. So pretty cool. Moving our way back, we've got our smart blend here and a regular blend manifold. That's because this system has two Softwash systems on it. One of them is going to be a 7 gallon a minute 12 volt. The other one is going to be a 5 gallon a minute standard 12 volt on the other side. So this one, the manual version of the blend manifold here, that's going to be for your 5 gallon a minute. The smart blend is going to be controlling that 7. And we'll take a look at those when we get around to the other side of the system here. Our smart blend, if you guys are not aware of what this is, it is remote control blending technology. So we can turn our soap and our bleach to all kinds of different settings here via a remote control. Should this fail, you can also kill the power, boop, put an Allen wrench right here and still revert back to a manual blending system. This is going to be the water bleach and surfactant here. So that's really cool, saves a lot of walking back and forth to the truck. If we cut it back on and go ahead and cut the system off, you'll notice it's going back to an off position. So if it ever loses power, it wants to go back to an off position when it gets power back again. So pretty cool features here. We've been selling the smart blends for a while. We like them. We've got our regular blend manifold here as well. So big thing you're asking is, hey, what in the world is that? That's a weird looking metering valve. We have not really fully announced the batch buster metering valve, but we're going to be doing some videos in the coming days and weeks. This is just sort of a getting it out there. We did a little quick 40-second teaser trailer a few days ago, but yeah, this is our metering valve. Super excited about that. You'll notice the color scheme. Yep, it's red, gray, and black. That's kind of, if we look at our hat here, red, gray, and black, right? So high flow 1-inch valves. It will support anything up to a gas booster pump, anything high flow, and all the way down to a 12-volt 5-gallon. So it's a very versatile valve system. I don't want to make this video about the batch buster, so we're going to keep moving on here, guys. But yeah, it does have our batch buster valves. Really cool. Here in our control box, we've got our battery bank, Noco Genius 10 amp dual charger here. This is all pretty standard for Southeast Softwash, but you will notice that we've got this fancy panel on the back here. So we're going to be including these on the Gen 2 AlumiMAXs. We're having these mocked up. Just a nice little panel. You've got voltage meters here to monitor your batteries. You'll notice this says 24-volt pump. We wound up not putting a 24. This is going to be your 7-gallon a minute. This one will be your 5-gallon a minute. This one is going to control your light bar here on the side like we looked at earlier. Of course, you've got your plug port here to recharge your batteries at the end of the day. We went ahead and had our logo thrown in there as well. We've got quick read QR codes. We had these made. We've been putting QR codes on our stuff for a while, but we just went with a kind of a nice looking, this is one of those kind of neat stickers that you see. It's real thick, heavy duty, easy to read. If you got technicians out in the field, tech support, or reordering of chemicals. We've also going to include a smart stream on this particular skid. This will be an available option in the future on the Gen 2. What is a smart stream? Well, you can cut it on here, and with your remote control, you can remotely downstream inject or no downstream inject. And this is super cool because you've got positive feedback. That beep is coming from the remote. So even if we're on the back side of a very large apartment complex or something like that, we can still shut our downstreamer on and off because it's got about 1.5 miles of connectivity. So obviously we don't need to be 1.5 miles away, but that means that we're going to have super connectivity to this box, and we don't have to worry about, you know, obstacles or interference or anything like that because it has got such a great connection. Let's drop the tailgate, see what we've got in here. We've got a 5-gallon a minute Honda. This is a Kraken pressure washer, gear drive here, and our 16-gallon surfactant tank. And that's going to be running over to both of our Softwash systems through those blend manifolds. Here on the side, this is going to be your working side, curb side of the truck. Starting at this corner, we've got our 200 feet of high pressure hose, ball valve included on a 12-inch reel deal. All of these are 12-inch reel deals. The middle one here is going to be your 7-gallon a minute pump, 12-volt on a 5/8 hose here. And this front one, that's going to be your 12-volt 5-gallon a minute, 1/2-inch hose, a little over 200 foot on that as well. Again, we like mounting, I've talked about this in other videos, but we like mounting the pumps here. We sort of pioneered that concept of just mounting the pump directly to the hose reel, and it frees up a bunch of space on other parts of the skid. It's still quick detach. You can just pop your port, spin this out of the way, take the pump off. It's plugged in. I don't think you guys can see it, but back in there, we've got a SAE 2-pin connector permanent mounted. So you just plug the pump in. That means we can change pumps out in about 40 seconds on this rig. No tools. You don't need any tools to do a pump swap. We are going to include our bougie tall reach tip here for the 12-volt and the 7-gallon a minute, along with the fan pattern tip as well. Ladder rack, I'm not sure if I talked about that yet or not, but it's fully removable, fully adjustable ladder rack. Just pop your cotter pins out and take the entire thing out or adjust the height on it per your needs. Forklift compatibility, really slick rig. Again, this is the first of its kind, so we're documenting and we're going to offer it up for sale if you guys want to grab it. I don't think this one's going to last very long. We will still be building out the original Gen 1 AlumiMAX Pro for, I don't know, probably 6 or 8 more months. We've got a bunch of those to build, and it's a great platform. This is just kind of the different take on the AlumiMAX, and this will eventually be our our new flagship skid here, just with some changes, a little bit different. Every once in a while, you just got to do something different just for the sake of doing something different, right? So links down below if you guys want to grab it. If you want to take the course, how to build a rig, you can build this thing yourself. I'm not going to sell you the frame. Don't ask. I don't have enough of them, but you can get all that stuff done locally. Maybe a little bit challenging, but we'll walk you through the concepts of building, how to do it right, how to plumb it, how to wire it, how to lay it out so that everything works correctly and it looks just like this, clean and very user-friendly. We'll see you guys in the next video.